Okay, so I'm going to show you guys how I make my creamy Cajun pasta. So over a medium heated skillet, you're going to put some butter and then you're going to let that melt. And then once that's melted and you feel like the pan is nice and hot, you can add in some onion, and then you can do some three peppers, the three pepper mix, and just cook that down. Now, normally I would use fresh ingredients, like, not the frozen kind, but, you know, being a mom, kind of like don't have much time for all of that. So I am a pork-free person, so I use smoked turkey sausage. It tastes just as good, even better, than using the regular pork sausages. And then you just want to get that nice and brown. Well, honestly, you can do it towards your liking, but I like mine browned a little bit. It just makes me feel better that it's cooked all the way, even though I know technically these are fully cooked sausages. And then to your boiling water, you're going to add in your noodles, and those are going to cook for about 10 minutes if that's how you like it. I actually like my noodles a little bit overcooked, so honestly, I cook mine for probably like 15 minutes. I actually forgot to mention that I added garlic to that seasoning mix, so I did add in some chopped fresh garlic to that. So once everything is cooked down and it's fragrant, you're going to want to add in some heavy whipping cream so you can get your sauce to start thickening up. This is absolutely perfect. This is exactly how I like my sausages, and I had to get a little, taster in because I'm hungry. I always get hungry as I'm cooking. So I'm going to add in my special Cajun seasoning that I made. Very easy to make. Honestly, you can use Google to find a Cajun recipe. Now, as I was cooking it, I realized it wasn't as colorful as I wanted it to be. I knew it needs to be a little bit darker, so I had to add in some more seasoning. In total, I may have added probably like 4 tablespoons of the Cajun seasoning mix. And then I have to add in my own little twist. This is something that I don't put into the Cajun seasoning. I'd rather just season it on my own. So I added in my Italian seasoning, not super picky about it. And then I'm going to add in some salt. And I don't like to put too much salt because I just prefer for the meal to be salted at the end instead of cooking it in there and then it just disappears. You don't even taste it at all. So I had to add in some pepper as well. And then just stir that up and get it nice and smooth. And at this point, it's the sauce is not super thick yet, but you just got to give it some more time. So as you can see, the sauce is starting to thicken up. It's bubbling exactly how I want it to bubble. And I just wanted to grab some of the pasta water just in case I needed to add in some to make this a little bit thinner, like if the sauce got a little bit too thick. So I take some of the pasta water and then add in some bouillon. So, you're not just putting water in it, it gives no flavor. Like you want to have, a chicken broth. So that's exactly what I'm doing right there. So we want to try to add as much vegetables as possible because this isn't the healthiest of the meals. So I'm going to add in some spinach, and that's going to make it, somewhat healthy. Makes up for all those extra calories. Kind of, not really. And we all know how much spinach can cook down. It can get very annoying because you think that you put in a lot, the next thing you know, it literally disappears. Looks like there's only one leaf in there. So I had to add in a little bit more. And then I added in the Parmesan cheese. You can use grated, you can use shredded Parmesan cheese. Just honestly make sure it's the fresh Parmesan cheese. Not the Kraft Parmesan, the one that's in those containers that once you open it, it only lasts like 2 or 3 days. That's the best type of Parmesan cheese. And honestly too, freshly grated. If you do it yourself, you get the block and do it yourself. That's even better. But sometimes you don't have time or energy for that. So I had to add in some more milk as well because the sauce had got a little bit too thick, and I completely forgot that I had made chicken broth specifically for that, but it's okay. We're still going to cook that down, and it's looking like an Alfredo sauce now, because that's basically what you're making, is a Cajun Alfredo sauce. Literally just regular Alfredo sauce, but you add in Cajun seasoning and peppers. So I'm going to show you guys how I make my cherry limeade. This is my absolute favorite drink. It's my favorite drink from Sonic. Anywhere I go, I try to always see if they have a cherry limeade. So to my pitcher, I'm going to add in an entire can of cherries. They're the maraschino cherries. Is that how you pronounce it? I know I didn't put it all in at first, but that's what I ended up doing in the end. And then you have to add in an entire can of frozen limeade concentrate. That's what really makes this taste extremely fresh. Oh, it is so delicious. Next thing you want to do is add in some Sprite. You're really going to use like the entire thing, but my pitcher is not big enough to use the entire thing. So, I mean, I was able to put in as much as I could without it fizzing over. But you just want to fill it up as high as you can go. And then just give that a mix. And it's literally, it's like, I'm telling you, it's that easy and it's that delicious. It tastes exactly like how it tastes from Sonic. And I love me some Sonic, but I don't have one that's nearby me. All the Sonics are super far, which sucks. So you just give it a good mix, and now you can go and put it in the fridge until all of your food is done. So I wanted to add in some cheddar cheese as well. Like, you could use the fresh cheddar cheese from the block, but again, pinched for time, I don't feel like doing all of that. I normally would, and it tastes so much better, but this still turned out pretty good. So again, like, as your sauce is thickening back up, because I added in some more liquid so that it's not as thick, and so I'll be able to create more sauce, because I actually made way too many noodles. So now it was time for me to add the sausages back in, and then to stir it all up. And I realized that there was not enough sausage in there. I was like, I can't even see them in the pot. I'm sorry, in the skillet. So I had to go and make some more. And while I was doing that, I went ahead and made some garlic bread. I made garlic bread and garlic breadsticks, because I like garlic breadsticks, and my company wanted garlic bread. I'm like, whatever, you guys are extra. So now it's time to just mix everything all together. You see all that goodness, all that creamy deliciousness. And I actually had to add in the rest of the noodles, because yeah, it was a little bit too soupy, and I didn't want to have to cook it down, you know. I just wanted it to be ready once I was done. I just let it, you know, sit for a little bit. If I were to leave out those noodles, I would probably have to make it sit for a little bit longer, because it was like literally soupy. But this is pretty much done. It looks so delicious. I know it's kind of hard to see, but it was very, very good. Now that everything's all done, you just got to mix it up, and it is time for the taste test. My favorite part. Yes, Mama hates washing dishes, so her food is on paper plates. I don't care. I don't have time to be washing dishes every single day. So just like, look how creamy. Like, it even looks like it's buttery too. It's like creamy, cheesy, buttery. Oh, everything was so freaking good all together. I couldn't even help myself. Like, after I took that first bite, I just knew. I couldn't even stop smiling. I'm like, wow, this is freaking delicious. Like, you guys need to follow this recipe for real, because everybody said it was good. Everybody that was over said it was delicious. Even my daughter was smashing it. And I'm very greedy. So I made a salad to go along with it. It's just Italian dressing, salad, romaine lettuce, like cucumbers. And I like to like mix everything all together and get like all the flavors in my mouth at once. Yes, I'm extra. I don't care. Big bags. Hello. Shout out to the big bags right here. And here's the cherry limeade. I needed it to wash it all down. Ooh, that was delicious too. So, so good. You guys, seriously, try this recipe. You will not be disappointed.